It is a family affair once again, and this is my big brother Eric. He is visiting, and well, he is going to make something that he is absolutely famous for. What are you making today?
Well, judging from these ingredients here and our location close to the southern border, it seemed only appropriate that we make some guacamole. Now, you may go to the store and buy your guacamole, oh brother, or you might go to an overpriced Mexican restaurant where they do table-side guacamole. But today, I want to take you through something that'll put a smile on the face of all your guests and make some lovely guacamole.
So yes, we are making my brother Eric's famous guacamole today. Now, if you don't know what guacamole is, it is an avocado-based condiment that is like, well, absolutely addicting and wonderful. Of course, if you're in California, you know what it is, but there's a lot of folks who don't know what it is. But basically, avocados are the main ingredients, but not the only ingredients. So what else? What else? We're letting the secret out here, folks. What else goes into your secret recipe for guacamole?
Now it can be told. The secret will be revealed. Well, obviously, we need avocados, the key ingredient, right? And we're not just making some avocado toast here. We're going to make something that truly is delicious and amplified by the sundry vegetables and seasoning that goes into it. So, quick overview here, and we'll get into the actual techniques of integrating the ingredients. But we need some fairly ripe avocados. Sometimes this is a challenge to get. I'll be very honest. I went to the store yesterday. I was buying these avocados. I had to go to a couple stores to find the suitable ones for our application because you need them. You need them. Malleable might be a little too strong of a word, but they've got to have a little bit of flex, a little bit of give as you press against the avocado. It's a little bit of an artistry to picking the right avocados because you certainly don't want to get too mushy. That gets you a whole other set of problems. And if they're not fully or properly ripened, the good news is you can set these on a counter. Some people talk about putting them in a brown paper bag that helps trap some of the gases that they're releasing. You might know the science of this better than me, but you can get avocados that are not fully ripened or not to the texture that you're going to need for the guacamole application and just let them sit for a day to get where you need them to be.
Yeah, they'll ripen up. Kind of like a banana ripens, gets darker. Avocados will do the same thing. In fact, their skin will turn from kind of a light green to a darker green. These look just about perfect. But the thing that always drives me crazy about avocados is it seems like they have a 2-hour window of perfection. Like there's a moment in time where they're absolutely perfect. Like they taste great, they look great, and then like 5 minutes later they turn all brown and oxidized and it's terrible. But I think these are going to be absolutely wonderful. So there's the avocados.
We have a supporting cast here that are going along with our lead of the avocado. Onion, classic. I went with a red onion for today's application. Some green onion, you're going to see how that integrates into it. Almost more for a texture play than a flavor play. We have cilantro, or if you're across the pond, coriander. Tomato, Roma, my typical go-to for a flavorful tomato. Lime. We are going to use some garlic powder, and then the secret ingredient, okay? Pickled, jarred jalapenos. And I tend to make a little bit elevated spice level in my guacamole. You don't have to, and we'll show how you can control that a little bit with the application of the jalapeno. All right, so we start with the star of the show, the avocado. Now, don't be intimidated by these because you might want to just start hacking at it, and that's okay if it's your first time. We're going to show you what's arguably worked well for me. So with the knife of your choice, and it's really about comfort, and I'm working with my brother's knives here, so forgive me if this comes untoward. We're gonna cut the avocado in half.
I like that you're using the avocado to turn rather than the knife.
Yeah,
very
you want to
good
try to stay stationary. So let's see if I can do this one and show properly. Easiest, best way to extract this seed, and you want this seed, is like so. You pull it out with the knife there, and then I want you to hold on to this, okay? You can put it to the side. We're going to need that later. It's rather
Are
important.
we going to grow an avocado tree?
Well, you could do that if you're patient. I want my guacamole much faster than that.
Real quick story on the avocado tree. That reminds me, when we were growing up, we literally had avocado trees at our house, and I was a dumb kid. I didn't know any better. That they were, what do they cost? About $10 each for an avocado now. And these things, things would just fall to the ground. We had avocados everywhere. We should have been doing a guacamole stand in front of the house. That's what we should have been doing. If only.
If
okay.
Only.
Anyways,
we were young, silly, dumb kids.
There's your seed right there.
Next bit of technique when you're getting the avocado extracted, the meat of the avocado. I usually switch to a smaller knife just because that's kind of a lot of stabby McStabs a lot, and I don't want to do that. So coming in close here, just cut some little lines, vertical lines like that, and then come across and score again. And what you're going to get is a little bit of a, it's almost like a hatch board or a chessboard there of scored avocado. And this, you're going to see how this is going to be helpful when we extract it. Nothing special, just a spoon, soup spoon size is good. You come in underneath the meat of the avocado.
Yummy.
And you can pull that out pretty cleanly, right? So you've just got the husk now that can be discarded. So I'm going to cut up a few more avocados.
We have got a big, beautiful bowl of green deliciousness here, avocados. What comes next?
All right, you've done the hard work. You've gotten this far. You've extracted that yum, 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 yum from the avocados. Hey, remember these. I told you, hold on to the seeds. We're going to talk about this. Stay to the end. It's worth it. All right, but next, we're going to dice up the rest of our ingredients and we're going to put it into this bowl. Oh no! What happened? We have too much stuff in our guacamole bowl, said no one ever. If you encounter this problem, please feel free to swap up to a larger bowl. Oh, how handy. You have a larger bowl.
I do. I found this one at the thrift store a while back. This is actually, you know, I love my Corning connection. This was made by Pyrex's French division, I believe, made in France.
Oh, oui.
Yeah, I think I got this for like $5. Beautiful big bowl, and it is just waiting to be filled with your gorgeous guacamole.
I truly do want to call out the international nature and appeal of guacamole. So it's only appropriate that it's going in a French bowl. You know, funny story. I have the opportunity to work with people all around the world, and I spend a fair amount of time in India. And my Indian colleagues, I was shocked to learn that they go absolutely nuts over guacamole. In fact, their touchstone for guacamole is the American chain Chili's. This is not an endorsement nor a recommendation, but there are Chili's restaurants in India. Go figure that one out. And that's where many of these folks had been introduced to guacamole. And they loved it. They absolutely go nuts about it. In fact, my one colleague, I can call him a friend, said, "Hey, would you please show me how to make guacamole?" Like it baffled them. It was beyond their comprehension. I said, "It's not that difficult."
And now you're doing that. You're doing that very thing.
I'm giving that information. So for all my India friends watching, here you go. Here's some guacamole. But no, it's pretty great stuff. The one thing I will say is sometimes getting avocados internationally, if you're not in the climate that supports avocados, it can be a costly endeavor. When we went, I was in his hometown. Shout out to Udaipur, India. We had to go to a specialty store to get the avocados.
$1,000
to make.
bowl of
They were $5 an avocado.
Oh my gosh.
Per avocado.
That's expensive by California standards.
Yes,
so.
yes. That's why I told him he and his wife and family enjoyed it so much that they said, "Oh, we're going to have to make a separate fund, an avocado fund."
I love it.
So, but now that we've got everything here in a properly sized bowl, because I got a little carried away, I wanted to show you the couple of the last ingredients and what I will say are my special touches that I introduced to this. You might have noticed earlier that we had garlic powder here and we had salt. Now this is completely up to you. You need some garlic in the recipe, but you can accomplish this either with garlic powder and salt, or what I often do is just some garlic salt. For this particular application, I find a powdered type of garlic works best because it's going to integrate nicely with the avocado. All right, secret ingredient time. Now I know what you're thinking. It's jalapenos. Like, how secret is that in any Mexican dish, especially guacamole? But I do want to highlight the discovery I made, and boy, this goes many years back. A friend coached me on it to switch from fresh jalapeno, which is totally fine if you want to use it. You're going to get a little higher heat level, I find, with the fresh jalapeno. But what you get here is something kind of special when you go to a pickled jarred jalapeno. To start with, you can control the amount of jalapeno you're using. Oh, he's a spicy one. He's a spicy one, right? This makes it real easy to govern the spice level. Remember, I said I like things a little bit elevated, but you can tame this down. Here's what you don't want to miss. All right, watch it. What's he doing? Get some of that jalapeno pickle juice. Put it in the mix. Or drink it. Choice is completely yours. That's the secret stuff, team. All right, so here you go. We've got all our ingredients. It's time to smash. Now, my brother, he offered wisely. He's like, "Oh, do you want a potato smasher or some fancy tool?" Blah 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 blah. But I like just a plain old fork. Okay, just a simple fork.
Plain old fork.
We get in here and we mash it up. You know, part of the reason I like the fork is it gives you a very analog and uniform result, right? We're just mixing in here. We're integrating those fresh veg and herbs right in with the avocado meat, right? And here we are, almost done. We've got our well integrated mixture. Looks pretty good.
It smells fantastic. I can't wait to dive in.
Okay, but there's two last things you've got to do to really set this over the top. Remember I told you to wait till the end? Well, you're here and you get to see what we do with these seeds. Now, we could go plant a tree and hope for the best and wait like 6 years and have something, or you could do this.
Yeah.
This may sound like voodoo magic, folks, but you put these seeds back in here and this is going to keep green for at least 3 or 4 days in the fridge, obviously.
Okay.
Get out of here. And the fridge is another last, final, secret magic part of this recipe. You're going to be tempted to want to eat this right now.
We're going to be eating it right now.
That probably will happen. But if you have the patience and you can plan ahead, if you let this sit in the refrigerator for an hour, maybe 2, your patience will be rewarded.
Do you put like some plastic wrap over it?
Yeah, cellophane it, tinfoil, whatever you want over the top, or you can move it to another vessel that's more appropriate for storage in the fridge. Yeah. But the key idea is to let it sit and chill.
Well, we've got a big bowl of guacamole. We've got a big bowl of chips. What else could be next? Do the honors, my brother.
What on earth have you boys gotten
Oh
into?
no!
What have
Mom's
you
checking in on
gotten
us.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've got two boys, or girls too, they do it, that are fighting and fussing, this is proof positive that it turns out okay.
We'll have some guacamole.
Yeah.
Let's eat some guacamole here. Let's try this. I've been dying. Even Bronco's in here.
A true family affair.
Make my brother's guacamole. It is absolutely amazing. Okay, trivia time. The correct answer to last week's culinary trivia, and many of you got it identifying these things correctly as kumquats. You can think of them as little oranges, and the beautiful thing about kumquats is that you eat them whole, skin and all. The skin is actually sweeter than the insides, and they are absolutely delicious. So these are indeed kumquats. Congratulations to everybody who got that. For this week's culinary trivia, we have a very interesting kitchen tool, one that kind of goes along with what we've been making today in a way. What is this thing? Hold this thing up, Eric. If you know what this is, or you have an idea of what this contraption does, put it in the comments below. I will, of course, let you know the correct answer in the next episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Eric, thank you. This was actually just so awesome. We live 2,000 miles away, so anytime we can be together and anytime we can be together to cook is super, super special. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. And to all of you out there, keep on cooking.